morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Andrea Praber, broker owner of Great Expectations Realty. And joining me today in the booth is Allie. Allie, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everyone where you work and who you are.
Hey everyone, well Andrea, I work with you at Great Expectations Realty. I'm a property manager and a real estate agent, of course. And of course I practice real estate in Ocala, Florida. Where else would I be, right? The most stable market in all of Florida, which is great.
It really kind of is. We took our lumps before. It's kind of nice that we're the stable ones now.
It is. I appreciate you guys because you're the ones making us stable. So hey, thanks to you.
So, all right. So let's get right into it. You are doing property management.
Most of the time, yes.
Okay, but you did sales before down in Miami, right?
Correct. I did new construction sales over there, which is a different world.
That's polar opposite. Yeah, I don't think you can get any more opposite.
Definitely. It's a whole different market up here. I rather like this market, and I follow this market religiously. And it's a lot similar to sales as the rental market kind of follows the same patterns. If you're looking at home prices going up, then of course rent's going to follow that and go a little bit as well.
So that's basically, what you have been learning and what you've been doing up here, right? Okay. So is the rental market competitive? I mean, like, how much can owners charge for rent, and how is that even decided?
So this is actually a great question because properties, you have to compare them to each other just the same way as sales. So if you're looking for a sales price on a home, you're gonna compare homes that are similar to that home to set a price.
Okay.
Right? Same thing with rentals. You definitely have to add in what does the home have, what does it provide, so you are able to raise that rent or not. So like for example, if you have a 3-bedroom home and it's listed for rent at $1,400.
Okay.
Right? But your next door neighbor's house has a pool. It's going to be priced a little differently.
Right, of course. A lot of people miss out on that. I can't even count how many times I've gone to a listing appointment and they're like, hey, my neighbor sold their pool home 6 months ago and it sold for so much more, and I'm gonna get that, right? And it's like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but first off, it was 6 months ago, and second off, it's a pool home. It's different.
Well, it's actually the same in rental because I have owners coming to me, hey, I want to rent my 3-2 for $1,400, and my neighbor rented theirs for $1,400. Well, wait a minute, your neighbor has a pool.
Right.
So that's gonna affect the price.
What are houses renting for? I mean, what's the average? If we're just gonna go with like an average cookie cutter, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, double car garage, decent house, what's the average?
I'm gonna say right now the average for a 3-2, it's hard to find anything already in the 1,400s. You're looking more 1,500, 1,600.
Okay, so $1,600 for rent. That's a mortgage payment. That's easily a mortgage payment.
And I've been telling people, you can buy a house.
So what do you think? I mean, is rent going to lower at some point, or is it just going to keep getting higher and higher?
The market, again, it follows the sales market as well. And the market is stable, and it's going to stay stable. It's not going to drop. It's not going to go hopefully higher.
So, well, what are the benefits of getting a property manager? Like, let's say if somebody wants to rent out their own home, they've never done that before. Why would they want to hire you?
The way I best explain it to people is, well, why am I with a brokerage instead of just doing property management by myself? And the reason is protection. You are very much protected in the hands of people that know best. You are going in blindly if you are doing it by yourself and you're not experienced. So even if you want to do it later on, that's perfectly fine. I definitely recommend in the beginning, get yourself a property manager who knows what they're doing. Or you could end up in a whole lot of trouble down the line in legal matters and evictions,
thousands of dollars worth of damages to the home. What if somebody do know how to manage, but what if they're going out of state? Can they still self-manage?
I wouldn't recommend it. You want somebody who's in-house, who's close to your property, who can do at least 2 inspections a year, at least, who's gonna go over there if the tenant has something happening. I mean, even in Florida now, we just had a very cold winter.
Yes.
A couple of days of winter.
Or 3 days of cold.
I don't know if we could get another 3 days.
Yeah, sure, we're not.
But pipes can break, things like that, emergencies, and you definitely want somebody on spot, on site, who can manage your home.
Right. Yeah, I know an email went out to all the tenants saying, hey, could you throw a blanket on your well pump, or, hey, if there's anything that you're worried about, or if you're going to be out of town, let us know ahead of time. A lot of individual property owners, especially if they're used to living in the home, or if they're from upstate, New York, Michigan, something like that, they don't think about that kind of stuff. Because it's a completely different construction type up there. I think my brother, he's got a house in Michigan, and his well pump is in the basement. We don't even have basements. That would be an indoor pool here.
Yeah, that would be an indoor pool here. And also bugs, they're not the same.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you want a property manager who knows their Florida bugs, literally.
Yeah, I could probably teach a class just on the bugs you're going to run into. Yeah. So what about Airbnbs? A lot of people are doing Airbnbs, and they're like, hey, Allie, help me out. I want to go ahead and do an Airbnb. Is that something you can manage? Is that something you would recommend? Or should I just go with a long-term lease? I hear these conversations all the time.
I always base it on location.
That's true.
Where is your home located? I'm going to tell you yes or no, and I'm going to be very honest with, the owners, because I want them to make, the most profit out of their Airbnb. Right? So location is the most important thing with Airbnb. Of course, I can manage your Airbnb. I'd be happy to. Yeah. And I'd be happy also to help you with the process. It is a different process than the 12-month lease.
Right. And it's different charges as well to the property managers.
Correct.
I think it's a lot more work.
It is a lot more work. Oh yeah, big time.
For anybody that wants to do that. Now we have Airbnb, but we've also seen this new one that came to the market, VRBO, where it's whole house only, and they won't do like individual rooms like Airbnb does. So is that something you guys are utilizing?
Oh yeah,
management
and property Ocala is growing and growing and growing, and you're seeing a lot of new things and a lot of possibilities, and also a lot of investors coming here, and you know that better than anybody.
Yeah. Yes. I was on the phone with an investor earlier before I came on here, so yeah.
And I would say we need more Airbnbs. We don't have a lot of hotels yet in Ocala, so we definitely could market that very well. And investors are always looking. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. There are some places that are creating like ordinances and stuff. Marion County at this point does not have anything like that, and it's not even on the table. So the only city or portion that is considering it is Denellen, but again, it's just a consideration. So no, it's basically wide open to investors right now that want to do that. So that's awesome. What are we lacking in Ocala?
I think the most thing that we're lacking is multifamily units.
I agree.
We really need condos, even triplexes or quadruplexes.
Yeah, we don't even have any smaller homes, really. Not that many.
No.
Not unless you want to go into something from maybe the 50s, 60s, or 70s.
And definitely, if you're looking for something small, you're not going to be looking for luxury. And there could be a lot of potential for investors here to do smaller luxury homes. And there's people looking for that actively. So it's a great market to get into right now.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. Yeah, we have investors constantly asking for multifamily to purchase, and there's nothing. There's really nothing.
There's absolutely nothing. And I really try to look.
We're looking for them. Now, of course, they do have townhomes coming in that are going to be more HOA and they're individual, so more like condos. But even then, they're like, oh, we have this huge townhome complex that's coming. It was 21 units. 21 units doesn't even touch what we need in this town.
We could really use some more multifamily communities.
Oh, really? Yeah. So what about mobile homes? Is that anything, if somebody says, hey, I have a mobile home, is that something that you can sell, or is that something that you can rent out?
So mobile homes are a whole different market. I actually like to work with them.
She's laughing because she knows my feeling on it is, I don't really, because it's a different handyman. It's because they have to specialize in that. It takes a specialist because the doors are different, the sinks are different, everyth's different. It's not like you can just go to Lowe's.
Construction inspections also different.
Very different. Yeah. The engineering thing you have to check on. There's a lot of things that you just have to do with that. So for me, I'm always like, yeah, that's a little more than I'm gonna take on, thank you. But if you're,
I actually like mobile homes. I see them as an investment opportunity for a lot of people, even if it's just short-term investment. You could always move on to better and bigger things.
That's true.
So, use it as a stepping stone as well. Don't knock it down just because it's a mobile home. Mobile homes are very, very nice.
Yes, absolutely. So if there is something that you are, interested in doing with property management, maybe you just have questions, Allie here would love to talk to you. Allie, why don't you go in here and share your cell phone number or email, whatever you feel comfortable with, and let everybody know how to get in touch with you.
Forgive me, everyone. I still have a Miami number. So my number.
Shame.
My number is 786-515-7640. And my email is ally.fl like Florida, realtor@gmail.com.
Perfect. I'm just going to give a little bit of kudos to my company, just a little bit. But I just had a phone call, like I said, with an investor, and he said, I just want to let you know that I did exactly what you told me to do, and I made well over $100,000 in under 2 years, well over. And he's like, I just want you to know how much I appreciate what you guys did. And it was literally, he's like, I did nothing. I literally did nothing, and you guys did that for me. And that is huge for somebody to say. I mean, we do that kind of stuff all the time, but it's huge for them to actually come back and say, wow, that worked. We listened and it worked, just like you said it would. And I'm like, well, it's, kind of my job.
I always say listening is a superpower.
It kind of is. It really kind of is, yeah. All right, when we come back after the break, we are going to talk about the stats for this week, and then we're going to discuss all of this huge amount of things that are going on in Ocala this weekend, so you can have plenty of stuff to choose from. We'll be right back.
At Great Expectations Realty, we believe that you should expect more from your real estate experience. When you hire a realtor to sell your home, you should expect experienced advice on staging your home, professional photography, aerial photos, virtual video tours, and a national presence online to advertise your home to the largest pool of buyers. Your realtor should communicate from start to finish, and always remember this is your home. You are in the driver's seat. We believe that if you aren't happy with our efforts, you should be able to fire us. We don't have cancellation fees, and our sellers never pay transaction fees either. Call Great Expectations Realty at 352-817-9160 or go online to greatexpectationsrealty.com to get your free analysis of your home's market price. Great Expectations Realty. Expect more from real estate.
Welcome back. All right, let's go ahead and talk stats. So here in Marion County, the last 7 days for our active listings that have joined us to the market, we have 164. That is a little bit lower than usual, but people are just getting back from vacations and just getting those New Year's resolutions underway, and they're maybe a little sidetracked. I don't know, but we are normally right around 200 per week is what we've been seeing for the last several months, if not the last year or two. So with those active listings being at 164, that is a little bit lower. For price increase, we had about 50, which is actually a little bit higher than usual. Price decrease, 188, which is actually a little bit lower than usual. As you guys have that have been joining me for a while know, lately for the last several months, if not a year, we've been seeing price decreases, well, say a year, about 6 months, sorry. Price decreases around 300 per week. That is not the case right now. We've got 188. Back on the market, we have 43. Sold, we have 202, which is a little bit over the norm. But again, a lot of those were trying to get closed before the end of the year. So I think that's what maybe some of those kind of just, circled over. Pending, we had 155, again, pretty low. Canceled, 41. That's high. That's a lot. So that is a huge amount for cancellations, I think. Expired listings. Now, we were already figuring that would be a much, much higher number, and I was not wrong on that one. We had 52 expired listings over this week. So That's probably going from the new year, from Saturday of last week. So yeah, that's a lot. That's even more than I was thinking. But temporarily off the market, we had 6. We had 3 withdrawn. Our average home price right now hasn't really changed much. It's $257,000. That's the median home price, actually, I should say. I want to make that very clear. The median home price is $257,000 in Marion County as of right now. Now, what about that national average interest rate? That for a 30-year is 7.5%. Now, before you have a heart attack, because yes, that is what it is currently at, I want you to take a real quick look at the 15-year. The 15-year is 6.1. 6.1, that is huge. It's a point and a half almost. That's huge. So when you go and talk to your lender, and hopefully you do have a local lender, if you want me to recommend somebody that I don't get anything from it, I'm not affiliated with any lenders at all, but if you would like a recommended list of lenders that I have worked with for years, I would be more than happy to email that over to you. And you can talk to them over the phone or sit down with them or whatever and figure out the best method for you to purchase a home. What is going to be the least expensive for you? And that might be one of the things you need to bring up, is that 15-year mortgage, because a lot of people don't qualify for that. But if you do, it's a considerable savings. We're talking like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of your loan. So definitely something to bring up. Another thing to bring up is if you are purchasing, you might want to look into an assumable loan. So you can get a loan at like 2.5%, 3%, something like that, if it's assumable. So definitely something to ask when you go to make an offer on a home. There are a lot of sellers. If you are selling your house, that is definitely something that you should talk to your lender about to see if it is assumable. Many loans are assumable. So please check on that. And they'll have different stipulations. So just make sure that you get what needs to happen and all of that before you consider offers and before you get into the contract and saying it's assumable when maybe it won't be. So definitely check. That is huge. Instead of you taking a huge discount on your house and lowering the payment, if you have an assumable mortgage at a much lower interest rate, that puts a gold star in your house. That is for sure. That makes it hundreds of thousands of dollars less for people if they're able to do that. So something to consider, definitely something to consider. All right, we're going to take one more short, quick break. And when we get back, we are going to talk about all the fun things that you can do this weekend in Ocala. Be right back.
At Great Expectations Realty, we believe that you should expect more from your real estate experience. When you hire a realtor to sell your home, you should expect experienced advice on staging your home, professional photography, aerial photos, virtual video tours, and a national presence online to advertise your home to the largest pool of buyers. Your realtor should communicate from start to finish, and always remember this is your home. You are in the driver's seat. We believe that if you aren't happy with our efforts, you should be able to fire us. We don't have cancellation fees, and our sellers never pay transaction fees either. Call Great Expectations Realty at 352-817-9160 or go online to greatexpectationsrealty.com to get your free analysis of your home's market price. Great Expectations Realty. Expect more from real estate.
There is just so much to talk about. We want to jump right into it. There are so many things going on in Ocala. Again, my name is Andrea Praver. I'm your host of What's Up Ocala, and we are going to be talking about stuff that you can do, fun things that you can do today and tomorrow and going forward. All right. Now, a lot of this information is coming from Things to Do Ocala, which is on Facebook. You can join that group, and it will even send you a newsletter each week to let you know. Most of it comes from that, but there are some other places that I like to get information as well, such as the Appleton. The Appleton has the first Saturday of the month free. So if you want something inexpensive to do, that is it. How can you be any more inexpensive than free? So stop on out to the Appleton. First Saturday of the month is free. So stop out there all day today. We also have a free homebuyers workshop. Now that's not this weekend. It's actually going to be on the 14th. That's a Saturday. So next week, it is next week. So free homebuyers workshop. We will have a local lender there to answer any of your questions that may be a little bit more personal as to what you maybe need to do to qualify, what grants you qualify for. But we're actually going to be talking about the steps to home ownership as well. A lot of people out there are a little intimidated by the process because they just don't know the steps, and they're super, super easy. We do them all the time. So we are going to show you exactly what you're going to need to get started and what steps you're going to need to take in the process, so you will be informed and educated and ready to go when you go to purchase your home. And keep in mind, if you are not able to purchase right now, that is okay. This is an informational type thing only. So if you are just wanting to find out the process and find out what you need to do to get to the qualification portion, that's perfectly fine. That is absolutely fine. If you want to just ask questions, that's great. No judgment on our part whatsoever. It is not it's a judgment-free zone, as they say over at Planet Fitness. Judgment-free zone. We've all been there. Okay, so don't be intimidated. Come on in. All right, so that's going to be next Saturday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. at our office. Just go ahead and give us a call, and we'll go ahead and RSVP for you. It's 352-817-9160. Again, that's 352-817-9160. And yes, I will be there the whole time so we can chat in real life. The boat show is also coming up. You still have time to get out there today, or you can go out tomorrow. That is over at the World Equestrian Center in Expo Center 2. So if you were considering getting you a boat to go out on the Gulf or go out on Lake Ocala or wherever you wanted to go with that boat, this would be a great opportunity to check out a lot of different models. Again, the boat show is over at the World Equestrian Center, and they normally have a whole slew of signs, so you really can't miss it. But if you aren't looking at the signs, it's in Expo Center 2. Okay, because it's huge out there. It's really easy to get lost in that place. It's just huge. The Ocala Oddities Market is coming back to downtown. That is going to be tomorrow, Sunday, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And they're going to have over 60 vendors coming in, which is amazing. So anything that's just odd, maybe something you want to purchase for the person that has everything, then this would be the place for you. It is literally all the oddities. So maybe if you were looking for something like a good taxidermist, this might be the place for you. Antique skeleton key collectors or something like that. They have everything that you could possibly imagine that is in the oddities market. So this is downtown. At the market at downtown, and that is, again, there's going to be like 60 vendors. So I'm kind of interested to see. I'm going to take my teenage daughter over to this one and see if they've got anything interesting for her. So Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And don't forget about Bubba Raceway Park. We actually have the Hangover races coming in, aptly named because it's the first race of the new year. So this is over at 9050 Northwest Gainesville Road. Hot laps tonight are at 6 p.m. Racing starts at 7 p.m. And it should be a really, really great time. There's a lot of different categories and all sorts of stuff going on with that. So go ahead and join us at Bubba's Raceway Park or the Appleton or the workshop next week. There's just so much stuff going on, especially the first Saturday of the month. That just seems like everything and everybody schedules it for that same day. So we've got lots of stuff to go and do. Of course, we still have the downtown market. You can get there until 2 p.m. The weather is so fantastic outside, so definitely stop out there if you have a moment and check out all the vendors. Maybe grab a cup of coffee and just enjoy your morning or mid-afternoon over there. Walk downtown and just enjoy Ocala. You guys have a great morning, a great afternoon, great weekend, and a great week, and we'll talk to you next weekend. Thanks so much for joining us. Bye.
Move Shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.